All right, and a one, and a two, and a three. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Oh my goodness gracious, can't get that song out of my head. Here we are, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the PJH Writing Command Center for another podcast episode from God Bless the Keg Publishing LLC. And I am Paul John Hausleben of God Bless the Keg Publishing LLC, along with my friend the kazoo. And I got that 76 trombone guy going. Anyway, I'm the flagship author, chief photographer, chief cook, bottle washer, music reviewer, music critic, and your host for this podcast episode. And I got a really cool thing going on. I pushed the record button, hoping to capture it, because if you listen to my other podcasts and my music review stuff, folks will know I'm a great Dire Straits fan. And I'm going to reveal something out of the Rated series that Telegraph Road is my favorite Dire Straits song from Love Over Gold album. But we have a thunderstorm going. It is the 20th of September in Central Virginia, and you just never know around here, you know. I was thinking that fall was here in the autumn season. I think Monday is the first day of fall, and everything was beautiful, and it was going to be, you know, apples and pumpkin spice and everything nice. And here we go. It got up to like 90 degrees. Here comes a thunderstorm. So in Telegraph Road, the epic song starts with a little thunder in the background. So I'm really hoping, I'm keeping the windows open here at the Writing Command Center, so I might get spurious noises. So I'm going to put a disclaimer out for that, because I'm trying to pick up the thunderclaps. Anyway, welcome if you are a first-time tuner-inner, if that is even a word, then welcome. If you are a long-time listener or subscriber or welcome back type person, well, then welcome back. And we're in a great mood here today. We're having some fun. My soccer team pulled a draw, Nottingham Forest. Come on, you Reds. So now we just got to wait for the Yankees, which is always an adventure as of late. And we'll talk more about that. But right for now, before we get too deep into the podcast, let's get your little Orphan Annie decoder pins out, because it is time for a word from our sponsor. And we are proudly sponsored today by Corporate Facilities Group Incorporated, the leader in technical consulting, facility maintenance, facility management, property services, and property maintenance throughout America. And now CFG Incorporated is proud to announce a new initiative, a new department, and that's headed up by the amazing Steve McMillan. Let's give it up for Steve, because I got a little help from my friends here. Here they are. Yeah, we love these people. Just stand in the corner there and clap when I put my pinky finger in the air. I didn't put my pinky finger in the air. At any rate, the great Steve McMillan at CFG Incorporated, who heads up a new department, new initiative, pre-construction and estimating services by CFG for all your residential development, residential renovations, and commercial light projects. So before you spend a whole bundle of dough and some contractor schnookers you, look Steve up and give him a jingle, let him check it out. It's going to save you a lot of dough. Check him out on the web, www.corporatefacilitiesgroup1.com. That is www.corporatefacilitiesgroup1.com. And many thanks to Steve, Lydia, and Liliana at CFG Incorporated for sponsoring the podcast. Yeah, so here we are. I forgot to push the music button here. I love that. Oh my gosh. So here we are, hoping to get thunderclaps. And, you know, this, I'm going to rattle and make a lot of background noises because I have all these cool notes. And this podcast was inspired by a very, very simple thing. And that's all it takes with Paulie, just a simple thing. So I have this military rack, this cot, and I've had it for years and years and years. Too many years because I'm old. And it comes in this canvas carrying hoozy, right? So I had to deploy it. The circumstances behind the deployment are kind of irrelevant. Anyway, I had to deploy it and take it out of its canvas bag. And as I was struggling to get it back in, I realized that all the manufacturer had to do was put like 3/4 of an inch more material on each side. Not even 3/4, a 1/2 inch of material on each end. And then I could just fold this little rack up and tuck it away and slip it in the case and put it in my closet for the next time. Now, it has to be 1/16, not even 1/16, 1/32 bigger, larger than the actual mechanism of the cot. So you have to get it on the proper angle, twist, turn to dump it into this canvas bag without ripping the bag. So I got rather grumpy about it. And I realized that, I guess as you get older, grumpiness is a byproduct. So as I've gotten older, I have all these pet peeves. So I thought to myself, wow, maybe this will alleviate your stress, Paulie. Maybe you'll calm down and you won't be upset by just these little things in life that set you off. Kind of like a de-stressing exercise. So this podcast is about Paulie's pet peeves. And it's crazy how many pet peeves I have. I made this list. I might have to have a part 2. So number 1, let me rattle all the pages here for effectiveness. Number 1 on the Paulie pet peeve list is too small a container. I mean, all these manufacturers have to do is just make this thing, the carton, the carrying case, the folder, the box, the whatever, just a smidgen bigger. But no. I guess when you're on a production line and you got 22,000 bajillion little fidgets coming out, if you make it a 30-second bigger, the carrying container, 30-second bigger, it adds up to, $1 bajillion or something. So one of my favorites, aside from the folding cot thing, is my artificial Christmas tree. I try to put it back in the original carton, and I have to take it out in the driveway at the Writing Command Center and run over it with my truck a few times to flatten it enough to get it back into the original carton. Because all they had to do was make it a little bit bigger. But no. The original carton has to be so tiny and so tight and so close to the original dimensions of the product that it was in, that was originally in it, that it gives you anxiety. So that's number 1 on my pet peeve list. And this is in no particular order of annoyance, because all these things annoy me. They're all pet peeves. Number 2 on the list is season rushing. And this one I get from the old man. It's crazy. 13 nanoseconds after Christmas Day ends, it's Valentine's Day in the retail stores. Nobody's buying Valentine's Day the next day after Christmas. I'm sorry, Mr. Retailer, it ain't happening. And then after Valentine's Day, it's Easter. And then the second Easter ends, it's summer. And my old man used to say, you can't buy a bathing suit in July or a winter coat in January. And that's before the big internet shopping machines, because, these stores rush the seasons. But it's not only stores. It's not only retailers that are a pet peeve for Paulie. In my business of properties and facilities and such, it's also landscapers. and contractors. They want to paint a house in January outside when it's 20 below zero because they got no other work to do. The paint will peel off in March, but that's okay. They got their job. They want to put down mulch in January here in Virginia because they got nothing else to do. So the purpose of mulch is not only decorative, but it also has some horticultural benefits. So by the time June comes or May comes, when you really need your mulch, it's dust. They want to aerate the second week of August. They want to aerate your turf and put down grass seed, even when you're in a major drought and it's 102 degrees and you have no irrigation on your property. So the chances of that grass seed sprouting is about as good as the New York Jets winning the Super Bowl. Season rushing. Ridiculous. The Bible says something about seasons. Let the seasons be the seasons. Why 14 seconds after Halloween, or actually after Labor Day? It's going to be the 4th of July shortly. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. They'll be playing Silver Bells. They'll be playing Silver Bells on, Silver Bells on the PA system in the store. Yeah, Silver Bells. Oh, my goodness gracious. Number 3 is people who FaceTime or yap on cell phones in public. Just today, even before I recorded this, I went to the food store, and there's a gal yapping away in the wine aisle. Maybe that's why. She was in the wine aisle, and she had her cell phone propped up on a bag of potatoes in her shopping cart on a perfect angle so she could FaceTime. And she's blabbing away, blah, 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 blah. And the person on the other end can't hear. You know, I mean, why do you have to have a FaceTime when you're in the grocery store? Is it that important? And the person on the other end keeps saying, huh? What? What'd you say? Huh? Huh? What is the point to this conversation? And then they get up to the cash register and they're still blabbing. Blah, 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 blah. And the poor checkout gal's trying to check them out. Oh, let me go now. I'm on the checkout aisle and the gal's asking me a question. Hold the call till you get home. It can't possibly be that important. The ice cream truck. I have an ice cream truck that comes through here on summer afternoon, and I just, be doing something. Maybe I'm going to record a podcast. I'm going to listen to music. The Yankee game comes on, and here comes the ice cream truck with his ding-a-ling music. And I actually looked this up, and there is a local law ordinance about ice cream trucks. Believe it or not, I'm not kidding you, folks. And the music can only be played at a certain level and a certain time. And they got the ring around the rosy thing. I would play it on the kazoo, but I don't want to have bad memories. And then it has a Jack in the Box boing at the end. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I guess that's a different one. Yeah. And it goes boing. And they play this thing, blast it as loud as they possibly can. So kids all the way in Brisbane, Australia can come running to buy an overpriced ice cream cone from the ice cream truck. I mean, if somebody's got a little baby and they've been up for 24 hours straight and they just get the baby to sleep, here comes the ice cream truck playing Ring Around the Rosie. Landscape blowers. One of my favorite things of all time is landscape blowers. No one uses a rake anymore, so they gotta come through with these landscape blowers, blowing like a hurricane at 4 little leaves on the sidewalk that they could just bend over and pick up. No. And it's always when you have to record a podcast, or you're getting on a Zoom meeting, or you're getting on a conference call with your boss, or you're negotiating this big deal, and here comes the landscaper with the blower. And all these landscape guys with these blowers, they're on a 1968 Triumph Bonneville motorcycle at the traffic light in Burbank, California, trying to attract a pretty girl walking down the sidewalk. So it's so they have to rev the blower while they blow 4 leaves off your sidewalk. And then when they're walking to the other adversarial leaves, they have to use the blower and rev it. Landscape blowers. Blinding headlights. They have all these safety rules and regulations and airbags and new fuselage and protection. And they have these crash tests and everything on these new vehicles. And Paulie putts around in very, very old vehicles, not only because I don't like new things, but I don't spend a lot of money. I'm kind of a cheapo, and I admit that. And my old man used to say there's a big difference between being cheap and being poor. And I'm poor because if you're cheap, it implies that you have money. You just don't want to spend it. Being poor means you just don't have the money for anything. So I'm not spending, 60 grand on a new truck. My old truck is fine. Gets me from point A to point B. But all these new vehicles have these new fancy LED headlights, and they blind you. Just last night, I was coming home from work. I got stuck late in my primary source of income, and it's like 9 o'clock, and there's this guy tailgating my 26-year-old car. And he's right up on my bumper with these blinding new LED headlights. It's a perfectly clear night. There's no fog. There's no... Why do we have to have these headlights that blind you? And it's in my rearview mirror, and it's just like surrounding the whole interior of my car. I think there's legislation to outlaw blinding headlights. It needs to be done. My next item is the enamoration with Excel spreadsheets. And this is kind of a new thing I've encountered in business, where years ago we would make a list on a pad and pencil, using a pencil on a pad, and we would make a list of things. Now, nowadays it has to be a color-coded spreadsheet that organizes the 16 things that are a priority for business. When it would take about 16 seconds to take your pencil and write it on a pad, or do it in Word and make a little list and send it to... No, it's got to be a spreadsheet with cells and formulas and all kinds of things. Look, if you're doing financial analyst type stuff, yeah, I can understand some of this stuff, but why does the snow removal by properties have to be put in a spreadsheet? You could just make a bullet point list. No, it's got to be color-coded and adapted in Excel, and the formula, and it takes you 17 hours to do it, when you could just take a pencil and make a list on a pad. I'm not a fan. I have, next on the list is lifetime warranties that have all sorts of gotchas. And you buy this product. So I had this mattress bed spring, right? Has a lifetime warranty. The terms and conditions for the lifetime warranty look like War and Peace. And a little weld broke on the spring. So I remembered when I bought it that it had a lifetime warranty. So I dug around, I got the original receipt, and I sent it, and I went to customer service, and I took a picture. They said you had to take 19 pictures of the broken weld from 72 different angles. I don't know how that math worked. So I sent the picture, and they said, oh, yes, okay, we'll ship you a new box spring. But you have to put the old one in the box, and you no longer have any warranties for the rest of your life on this box spring. And the other thing, you have to have the original receipt. I happen to have the original receipt for this, but I'm not going to be 85 years old and looking it through boxes of receipt for the can opener that I bought that's gone bad. So lifetime warranties, you got to take them with a grain of salt, right? Next on the list is people who schedule meetings at 4:30 p.m. on a Friday. Are you kidding? Nobody is dialing into that meeting. They probably have a picture of the person who scheduled the meeting on their wall, and they're doing pin the tail on the donkey, trying to get the guy between the eyes. Next is Christmas cards with glitter, or just glitter itself. So you open up the envelope and, it's Merry Christmas and the silver bells are playing and all that stuff in the background. You're all happy and you open up this Christmas card from Aunt Martha. And suddenly your whole life, your table, your furniture, your floor, the ceilings, the walls are covered in Christmas glitter. In July, after you've cleaned your house 2,000 times and vacuumed, you still find pieces of Christmas glitter from Aunt Martha's Christmas card in the corner of the living room. And God forbid you got to touch this Christmas card with just your fingertips, because you 2 days later you look in the mirror to shave and you have a piece of Christmas glitter under your eye. The next is squeaky shoes. Why do people have squeaky shoes? I mean, really, you're like that character from the cartoon, the SpongeBob guy. I mean, they're walking across the floor and it's I mean, get rid of those things. I mean, just throw them away. You can't oil them. I mean, how does this stuff happen? Next is bagpipes. I could take the bagpipes for like 12 seconds, and then after that, it's like the kazoo. It's like, really, why is this instrument so annoying? And it's St. Patrick's Day or a solemn occasion or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, let's hear Danny Boy on a bagpipes. No, let's not. Next is the microwave dinger bell. I have a microwave. I'm really getting crabby here, folks. And I'm in such a good mood. I have a microwave, and the little dinger goes off when, you punch in 2 minutes to heat up your hot chocolate or something, right? So you punch in the and ding! And then if you don't respond and open the door within 13 seconds, ding, 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 ding. I know my hot chocolate is ready, but I'm over here. I'm in the bathroom. Somebody came to the door. My mother called me. Ding, ding. It's relentless. It's like sadistical. The dinger bell on the microwave won't stop. Next is pumpkin spice. Goodness gracious. We talked about season rushing, right? 13 seconds after Labor Day, everything is pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice coffee, pumpkin spice pie, pumpkin spice cakes and teas, and pumpkin spice. Oh. And then you get kind of in an autumn mood, and yeah, I got teased by Central Virginia weather. And I thought it was summer, and it's not. It's really going to be autumn, but all of a sudden it's a 90-degree day. So anyway, you get in an autumn frame of mind. You're like, oh, maybe I'll get a pumpkin spice coffee. I'll get it. And you take 3 sips of it, and it's so sweet and so nasty. You're like, pumpkin spice. Next on the list is flashlights that you always have to bang and tap on the side to get them to come on. You could buy a new flashlight. It works great for about 2 months. And then there's a power failure and you really need the thing, and you're like, oh, let me get the flashlight out of my drawer. And you turn it on and it don't work. And you got to beat on the side of it to make it come on. The next is coffee cup staged on the talk show host and guests on the counter. They always have coffee cups on the talk shows, right? On the TV. There's coffee cups. It might have the logo of the show, or it might have the logo of the channel or whatever. And these talk show host guys and gals are sitting around the table with their guests. Nobody ever touches the coffee cups. They're just props. Why are they there? And sometimes there's a pad and pencil, but there's always a coffee cup. But I guess there's nothing in it. Or they don't want to drink it out of it because they'll have to go pee or something. But why are they there? They're always there, and nobody ever touches the things. It annoys me. It's a pet peeve. Next is big belly dudes who take their shirts off at the 10-degree football game. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Why are you doing that? Women don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Football fans don't want to do that. Why are you doing that? The players aren't paying any attention. They're not going to score a touchdown because you took your shirt off and your big gut is hanging out and it's 10 degrees and you're wiggling around up there in the stands. It's not inspirational. Then we have young men who call everybody bro. Hey, bro, how you doing? Hey, bro, hey, you got an extra $1, bro? Hey, bro, did you have the part? I'm not your bro. I don't even know who you are. Why you call me bro? Whatever happened to sir? Or just plain hello? Bro. What is with that? Where did that come from? This one's really annoying, and I just saw this the other day. It's the asteroid articles on the internet that are clickbait. And they say asteroid X2-14-962 about to collide with Earth. And they show this picture of this immense rock hurtling through space. And you're like, oh my gosh, life on Earth is going to end. And then you click on it, and it says it has a 1 in 72,644,702 chance of hitting Earth. And then when you click on that, it's like 900 video banner ad things pop up all over the place, and you keep pushing the X to close them so you can read the rest of the article. And you never can read the article because there's so many of these ads that just pop up all over the place. And no matter where you go on the internet after you happen to be suckered into and snookered into clicking the asteroid ad or article, wherever you go, all those other banner ads pop up on every website. Goodness gracious. The dentist's pick. You know, I'm an old hockey goalie, so, you know, the dentist is not my buddy anyway, but I happen to have a really good dentist. He's a really cool guy. I love the guy. And, you know, you take blows to the mouth and your teeth are all loose anyway, and you know it's like hockey keeps dentists in business, and your teeth are fine, and you decide to go for a checkup, right? And you're like, man, the doctor says, how's everything doing, Paulie? And like, it's fine, I don't have any problem. And then he grabs that pick thing and starts driving it into your choppers and picking and picking. He's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, ooh, what's this down here? I mean, everything was fine until you grabbed this big giant pick thing and started chopping away at my teeth. Oh, wait, we're going to have to take an x-ray. I think you got a little cavity down there starting. Well, here, give me that pick and you open your mouth, pal. And last on the list, last but not least, this one comes from my father, and I just had this experience the other day. I was kind of down in the dumps, and it was a tough day. I just did 14 hours, and I got all these things on my mind, and I went over to my favorite watering hole. I was like, well, let me grab something quick to eat, a little turkey sandwich or something, have a couple beers. And my usual bartender, my buddy, wasn't there. AB, my buddy AB. Shout out to AB. And there was another guy there, and he was a grouch. He was a grumpy Gus. So I walked in there feeling exhausted and tired and grumpy. And then I got to deal with grumpy grouch bartender guy. And I thought about what my old man said. A bartender should never be grouchier than I am. So, yeah, that's true. So there's Paulie's pet peeve list. I'm sure you have your own. I have more and more and more. I guess as I get older, I get grumpier. But so I'd be thrilled to hear and read your own pet peeves. Maybe there's some overlap here. I hope you enjoyed listening to my rants and raves. I do feel a lot better. The thunderstorm never really, I don't think, got recorded. But when I listen to the playback, I'll be excited if I get a couple rumbles of thunder in there. So thanks for tuning in. We'd love to hear from you. Pet peeves or not. If you're interested in sponsoring the podcast, then send us an email at godblesskegpublishing@gmail.com. If you have a charity function or you have a charity event or a goodwill thing coming up, I know it's getting, closer to Christmas. No season rushing now. Halloween, Thanksgiving, don't forget those guys. But if you have a charity function, send Paulie the information, and I'll be glad to announce it on the air here for you. Always looking for that. Hey, be kind, be gentle, be tolerant. Kindness is cheap. Kindness is for free. Spread it around the world. It can only make the world a better place. And we thank you for tuning in today. And despite my grumpiness, it's got a certain amount of levity to it. So, and we always have our kazoo. I'm practicing this song from ABBA that's stuck in my mind. Don't ask questions as to why that is. But I still have to do the 76 Trombones podcast. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support and all the love and emails. It's a wonderful time. We really enjoyed doing this. So I'm going to get these people out of here. Go Yankees. Go Nottingham Forest. Go New York Jets. And it's going to be a long season, folks. Hey, we'll see you next time. You can take all this with a grain of salt because, hey, I'm just a guy from Paterson, New Jersey. What do I really know? We'll see you.